Hello, welcome to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. So this is our brand new season, and we welcome you all back to the League 4 GR4 Championship. Not covered the League 4 for a little while. There's going to be some unfamiliar names in this group for me, as well as yourselves, I'm sure. And but there will be one or two that we will recognise. But we're still going to be, entertainment factor is still going to be there, and it's nothing more than you'd expect from what we get from the Ultimate Racing League. Clean entertainment and some great racing. So before we start, it's going to be a little bit of chat from me, just to sort of go through some of the new formats and regulations that have come into play for this new championship. It's 8 rounds, the usual 8 rounds. However, this time around, we changed things quite significantly in terms of the following points, really. Firstly, all the 4 leagues that we've got will be running the same calendar. So, in other words, all drivers will be at the same venue for each round. So, we're at the Autopolis International Racing Course in Japan for round 1 here, along with all of the other drivers and all the other leagues. The race formats as well will all be the same. In this case, it will be 3 20-minute sprint races. However, at some point throughout the championship, there will be a 1 hour endurance race thrown in there as well. But that's got to be confirmed. We're not too sure when they're going to be coming along. So it's going to be 3 20-minute races. Basically, it's just kind of set to standard with the enduros chucked in there as well. As far as tyres are concerned, certainly for the sprint races anyway, a medium compound has to be used in at least one of the races. And in the enduro, a hard compound needs to be used at some point. Now, where there are wet races or where there's rain, the inters or the wet compounds will replace the mediums and the hards. So in other words, you don't have to run them if you're running inters and wets. Lastly, and I think it's probably one of the sort of most sort of significant change, I think, is we've introduced rolling starts for all the races. And this is something that we're trialling, so it all depends how it goes, whether it will stay or not. So that's one to be kind of a debate really on that one, but we're going to start with it anyway. We're going to roll with it, so to speak. The reason for this is really just to try and eliminate, or to try and stop, like the faster cars off the grid from the standing grid start. This might work, it might not, we don't know. As I say, we're trialling it, so we'll have to wait and see, but it's just really try and give everyone a little bit more of a fair chance off the line, going into turn 1, etc. So I mean, that's it in a nutshell. It's quite a big nutshell, to be fair, quite a lot of changes there, but we'll see how it goes. Still going to be superb racing here in League 4. So let me take you through the grid. Or actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take you through the grid because it's a little bit mixed up. I'm not too sure why, because as you can see, we've got Wacky Racer who's in front, but it says he's in second, so I'm not too sure where everyone's meant to be. So I'll go down them anyway and see what's happening. We've got Declan back there. It says in first, but actually he's back there in whatever that is, 6th place, something like that. So we've got Wacky Racer in first, then it's James Stevens, Robbie there in 4th, although he says it's 5th, Aspect in 5th, Viking Daddy 6th. Oh no, it's got itself together. I think it's just Declan actually is out of kilter here. Big Mac in 7th, Niggle in 8th. We know about Niggle, we've seen Niggle before in the past. URL Max also in 9th, Banksy in 10th, the Kebab Man in 11th, Nathan 12th, and Hoppers in 13th. So let's get this underway then. This first 20-minute race, we might expect some rain possibly coming. It'll either be in the second race or the third race. It is due to come over, as I say, not sure when it's going to be, but there is going to be a good chance of a wet race happening between now and the end of the round. So enough of my chat, let's get on with this racing. Rolling start, remember, I've stopped it just as they're coming over the line or the start of the race, and here we go then. So come up that start and finish. So over and weaving, get a bit of warmth in the tyres, and away we go. As we look at Wacky Racer coming up to turn 1. Hopefully the numbers will sort themselves out as the race gets up. As James there in that white Mazda, right up behind him now. He must have had a better launch there, as he's right up behind the Corvette. He's going for a move already, James, up the inside, coming around this right hand, right left sequence on the outside. Now if he stays on the outside, James, he will be on the inside for the hairpin, and that's exactly what he's done. Just driven around the outside of Wacky Racer, got himself in the lead. I'm sure why he's not got a livery on his car, but nevertheless, first place for James then. We know James as well from the past, James Stephen. A Wacky Racer in second, he's going to go with him. And we've got Robbie in third, Viking Daddy closely followed in fourth. Fifth for Aspect, sixth for Big Mac. Oh, runs a bit wide as Big Mac takes a bit of grass, it's going to slow him down. That means Declan and Nigel are going to be right up behind him. Is Declan going to have a look up the inside? No. Oh, yes, he is. Yeah, it went a bit wide, didn't he, Big Mac? Is he going to lose a spot? Oh, and there's a bit of contact, Nigel. And he just spins him round. Not intentional. That was just yeah, he stops anyway. Waits for him, does Nigel. So let's have a look at that. Let's just go back and see what happened. Comes round here to this, up the hill, onto this hairpin, left-hander. Goes a bit wide, then he brings it, comes across and, well, kind of, yeah, he had nowhere to go really, Nigel. Don't really know what happened there. Just had a lot more pace as he come round. He's tagged Big Mac anyway, but he does the right thing, Nigel. Just waits, gets himself going, and well, looks like they're having a drag race there, and away they go. So back to 12 goes Big Mac, Nigel up to, or back to 13th. Through this slow, as that's, have we got a safety car? Looks like it could be a safety car. Yeah, someone's called the safety car. Okay, so we are back under control of James then. There was 2 cars off, in fairness, and it is in the first 2 laps. So that is the right call. In fact, there's quite a few off back there, isn't there? There's another 2 ahead of Nigel. So it looks like there's 4 cars actually. I think there were 2 separate incidents, but actually they're all going a little bit quick. Need to slow down and wait for these other guys to get onto the back room. Some of them are still coming around the final corner. There they are, look in the background. But I'm gonna have to wait for them to all get back onto this train before they can go again. So James Stevens just slowing it right down. Remember, they can't pass each other under safety car. Got to stay in line and wait for the call. The cars are still not there, are they? At the back, slowly getting there. They've all gathered up, but still got that slight little gap. Should be good to go soon. It's going to be frustrating a little bit for some of the guys, but these accidents happen. So here we go then. Almost on the back of them now. Almost, he says, with the gap still there. It's not quite there, is it yet? Now they've slowed right down. Now they're caught up. So we should be good to go coming up to the left-hand hairpin. And then round and then down roller coaster straight. Here we go. Could call it now, could be off. Yep, looks like we've started. So away we go then. So James, bottom of this hill, off camber, right-hander. Now through this section, fast all the way through. Can go all the way flat until this point. Drop it down a gear. Just let it bring itself round. Try and get as close as that inside curve as you can, then take a little bit of the inside, the other inside on the left. Round to the final corner now to complete lap 2. So James it is. Wacky Racer is right behind him now. You'd think Wacky would have a little bit more pace in that Corvette, and he's going to be in the slip as well, so he could get him down there at turn 1. Let's just stay with us and see what happens. Yeah, pulls out now, but he's not quite got the legs on that Mazda, which is a surprise. The Corvette, oh, who's got out there? That's Viking Daddy, way too hot in there. I mean, we watched the replay, but I think we knows what happens. I think he just completely lost his braking point there in the Ferrari. Just way too late. I mean, he was under pressure a bit from Robbie, but then he's out in there, bucket and spade there. He ordered himself an ice cream if he stays out there much longer. He's not moving, is he? So I'm not too sure. Has he had a disconnect? Maybe, because he just went straight on. We'll have to pick that up then. Another point at some other point, but I think that's more than just missing his braking marker there. So James and Wacky Racer are leading this field now. They're just pulling away from the rest of the cars, and Aspect there in third. And the Rocket, Nissan Silvia, with his teammate Robbie behind him and Declan behind him in fifth place. As Declan does another look up the inside, too far back there. Max doing well in sixth spot. There he is in that Jag. Not sure where the livery is on that either. A couple of the cars without liveries here. They'll have to get that sorted by the time the second round comes round. And Banksy. Now there's Jane Stevens' teammate then, so that should be the livery, that Rich Energy Mazda, but obviously James didn't get the memo. And then Kebab Man find it out with the Big Mac. So we've got Kebabs and Big Macs here on the track, and Big Mac has a look for a niggle behind them, so making me feel hungry actually, looking at Kebab and Big Mac there in front of me. Oh, great move from Big Mac. Little bit of a late move, but it was there. He tries to go the inside there, that was never on, and then he gets himself up the inside here. Kebab Man shuts the door and does give him a little bit of a nudge, but well, it was kind of open as Niggle takes advantage as well, gets himself to 9th place, does Niggle. So through he went, Kebab Man the loser there. So he drops back to 10th, lost a couple of spots. That Pertec Corvette. Hoppers in the Genesis. Again, another one without the livery. I don't know, sometimes the liveries will. A lot of weaving now as he got dirt on his tyres. We might see all the liveries out on the next races. And Nath, oh, it's backwards there. Let's see what happened to Nath. Oh, the same as Viking Daddy, and actually Viking Daddy's gone, isn't he? So I think that was a... Oh, well, he's having a little dance here on the grass in the Laser Tools Jag. He might get it going straight in a minute. There you go. Back on track, but a long, long way back now. So yeah, Viking Daddy, we lost him. So whatever it was, some failure somewhere. He's back to the garage anyway, as James is still heading it up ahead of Wacky Racer. Also with that fastest lap, James, a 153.616. It doesn't look like Wacky Racer is going to let him go though. Get no time to rest or relax on this circuit. 18 corners of pure focus and concentration. Oh, and now look at Wacky, right up, great drive through there now. He's prime position now to have a look up the inside here perhaps. Almost done a Big Mac. But no, James covers it. Now, what about along this straight here? It was going to go for it up the inside. Great move here, great drive out that final corner for Wacky. Now side by side. Now it actually looks like James has got a little bit more in that Mazda. It's a great drag race though as they come up to turn one, but James has just got it still. So a good battle here up top, but Wacky's really going for it. Yeah, great drive out that final corner. Looked like he had the beating of James at that point, but that's no slouch, is it, that Mazda? Aspect there in third. The two Rocket Silvias, third and fourth. Here's the other one, Robbie. I'm guessing that's his name, Robbie. We'll get to know some of these drivers. Obviously, this is only round one, a bit wide there. All new to me, Declan as well. A lot of them going with their real names. Well, I assume they're their real names, as opposed to these made up things like the Big Mac, because that's certainly not his real name. URL Max, or just Max. Let's just call him Max, because I know him as Max, to be fair. Max we know from being with the group for a long time, in that jagged 6th spot. Ever improving is Max. And then a big gap back then as they come round that top to the Big Mac. There he is. Another one who's gone with the standard colour on the car, plus a few scratches. Banksy to 8th. Now, did he ever make a move on Niggle? Now, let's have a look. I don't know whether I'm going to catch that or not. I'll have a quick look back. No, I don't know where it was, so we'll have to just leave that. But he made a move somewhere then, didn't he, Banksy? Got himself to 8th, so he's getting through that, getting through this field, isn't he? But Niggle really looking strong in that Genesis. In fact, both Genesises haven't got the livery on. They're both standard liveries here in race 1. Let's hope the liveries are on for race 2 or 3 at least. But Niggle, having a niggle at Banksy, and up the inside here. This is a good opportunity if you can get yourself up the inside. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and there was a bit of contact. That was a big bit of contact. Now, that's twice Niggles had someone touch someone, and that was probably worse than the one that he had on the Big Mac, because that was, I think, a racing incident. The gap was there, but this one was a little bit more. I mean, he was up the inside, but way too hot, and then just, well, cleared out Banksy, didn't he? And Banksy back into the gravel there. Looks like he's only going to lose one spot, or maybe not. He might lose another spot to the Kebab Man. Yeah, he's going to, as they come over that line to start lap 6. Drag race now between these two. We've seen that the Magster's pretty quick. Oh, and there's a bit of, I don't want to be door to door there. But up the inside goes Banksy, goes wide, so Kebab Man gets him back. So a little switcheroony. Banksy just went too wide there. Kebab Man went through. Hopper's there still in 11th and Nath in 12th. I think he's still recovering, isn't he, from that big off that he had. He's a long, long way back, his Nath. Must have had another couple since then, because that's a huge gap. The way it's going, he might well be lapped here. Where are we? 11 minutes in, maybe not then, but there's a long, long way back. As our leader's doing well. Look at this now. Aspect has joined the front two, so these have slowed down a little bit. So we've got a 3-car battle for this lead now. Aspect has got onto the back of him, looks strong in that Sylvia. So let's see, can and Wacky having another look at James, I just noticed, and Aspect is not going to give up, is he? So 3 cars now going into the last 8 or 9 minutes of this race 1. I think they're going for it here, knowing the rain's going to be coming at some point. They're thinking, well, let's try and get as many points, or as best a start I can. Oh, an Aspect went wide there, or was that just his? I think that might just be his line actually. But here they go again, these two. Seen it before, and Aspect could get a lovely slip here. This between for 2 cars slip here. Good Aspect. Let's see what happens down here at turn 1, shall we? He's going to surely have a look at Wacky. Too far back there, is he, or is he going to go for it? He is. Good move. Yeah, lovely move from Aspect. Not done yet though, is it? See what James wants these two to start battling, but I think Aspect might well have got 2nd spot just off of Wacky. And Wacky's going to be on the outside. He don't want to be on the outside there. Yeah, has to give that one up. Let's Aspect have the 2nd spot, so Wacky down to 3rd now. Robbie not that far behind either, in 4th. So can he get onto it? And Declan is behind him too, so we could actually end up with 5 cars battling for the lead the way it's going, with still got 8 minutes or so left. But it's James still leading it, and Wacky has another look up on the inside of Aspect. No, not quite. Now up here with the hairpin. Left-hander. Yeah, going to go for it, Wacky. He's going to take 2 for 1. Oh, and it's going to, is it worked? I tell you what, that was almost 2 for 1 there, wasn't it? Great move up the inside of Aspect. Aspect's not giving it up though. You don't want to be down on the inside coming down into this next right-hander, because you're going to be running wide and out there on the grass. Oh, and there's a little bit of touch. Oh, what happened there? Wow, I think there was a little bit of a touch between Wacky into the back of James, and then Aspect into the back of Wacky. There's a bit of a domino effect there. It's all getting a bit close. A little tag, a lot of touchy stuff here happening, but all still in line, which is good. But look who's come into play now. Robbie's also there, so now we've got the two Sylvias in this group. So I did say we could end up with 5 because Declan is there as well, just coming into shot there. But look at this lot. James doing well at the moment to keep in front, defending well. Wacky's not giving it up though. Fancy Wacky might have something up his sleeve for these last 5 or 6 minutes. Having said that, Aspect looks racy as well there in 3rd spot. Robbie will sit there and see what happens. See if they trip each other up. And Declan there also in 5th spot. Can't really take my eyes off of this battle at the moment. I'm sure there's other things going on in the background. Someone's spinning in the background. That might be Nath, but we've got to keep here, I'm afraid, just to see what's happening. Someone's yeah, oh, and it's getting really close. What the hell happened there? Let's have a look. Let's just go back. So, let's have a look. Wacky did he get into the back of James? Not at that point. And I think it all gathers up here, doesn't it? There's a little bit of, whoa, and yeah, I think Aspect at the back of Wacky makes that move, gets that done, and Robbie's going to take advantage as well. So Robbie into the back, another domino effect, and Declan, here he is. He can see it all happening in front of him. He'd be rubbing his hands. And he wants to concentrate, keep him on the steering wheel, of course. Don't want to be rubbing his hands for too long. As Aspect does a right big lunge. That's a big lunge. But he does make it move, and it works. Let's have another look at that. That was, well, yeah, that was from quite a long way back. You can see why he went for it, but from that point there, it's a long way back there, and he goes for the dive. He's never going to make that. He managed to stop it, actually. I was going to say he's never going to stop it. He did stop it, and he did get in the lead temporarily, but he's got to give that back to James, because that was a bit of a dive. And look at it all gathered up now. Declan's in there as well, and actually he's made a move on Robbie, and it's all side by side, a lot of touch stuff. Oh, this is all close. How they're staying on the circuit, I really don't know. But this is entertaining stuff. This is only round 1. We've never raced one, so what we got for the rest of this season, I think we know what's going to be happening between this lot. As Aspect now up to 2nd, Wacky still in 3rd. Now what does Aspect got for James? Can he pull a move on him at the final corner along the straight? Not sure how quick that Sylvia is in comparison with that Mazda, but James keeping it tight. Oh, and I think that's Declan going wide. It was, but let's have a look now. Here we go. And Wacky's there again. Now, you think that Corvette has got up to 2nd spot as Wacky, but you think it'd have a little bit more pace than the rest of them. But not really. Oh, and Robbie now up the inside. Has he made that happen? He did. Good move. So Robbie from 4th to 2nd. And his teammate back to 4th. So Wacky having a look now. We'll have another look surely up the inside. No. And what James ideally needs to do, or what we be wanting to do, is just try and pull away now with this mob behind him battling it out, but he just can't get away because Robbie's there, Wacky's there, Aspect's there. Oh, and there's a little bit of a touch there, just knocks him off. So Aspect down to 5th. Racing instant, I think. Side by side, 2 cars fighting it out for the same bit of track. It was one of them was going to come off worse, and it was Aspect. It's Robbie now, that's still attacking James. He's going to go for it. He does up the inside, makes it move. Good move. So what he done there was brake a little earlier. James broke a bit later, then he just did the switch back on him, but he's going to stop it there. He's going to go wide. James is going to have him up the inside. Does. What a race this is. And what are we? 3 minutes left. My goodness me. I've got to do 2 more of these races, or I've got all these races to do. Oh, and he runs it wide. He's going to lose all those spots now, is Robbie. Oh, and there's a touch, and Declan's off. What happened there? Was that just too many cars in one spot? He's up in 4th, wasn't he? And well, I was on the inside, Robbie there. Oh, and was that a nudge from No, it's all okay there. Ah, there it was. It was Robbie. It was Robbie who just caught. Let's have another look. Robbie just caught the side of Declan. So at this point, Robbie's looking very aggressive. Is Robbie ran out wide, comes back on track at this point. Okay, he's lost a spot to Declan, but as he brings it through here, look, just nudges him up the inside, and that was a bit naughty, really. So maybe one for the stewards there. I'm not going to call it, but Declan is there somewhere. There he is. He's going to be a bit frustrated with that. He's got plenty of time behind him, so he's in fifth. I say plenty of time. There's the big Mac coming. But we've got to go back and have a look at this battle as they start lap 10. 2 minutes left. So may get another lap in after this, just as Wacky Race goes for it. Now this is where we're going to start seeing some moves, desperate moves, as Wacky takes out Robbie Aspect. I think as we go around to the first corner, and Wacky goes for a move on James, didn't get that done. Aspect's there on the outside with a bit more drive, and I don't know whether Wacky knew he was there, but he certainly whackied him, didn't he? So back to fourth goes Aspect. Robbie in third, so he's dropped down to third, but looking very aggressive is Robbie. This is only race one, guys. You don't need to have it all out at the moment. It's good points you're going to be getting anyway. Early doors in the championship. What you don't want to be doing is getting yourself penalties through the stewards for driving standards. Don't think there's anything too bad, if I'm honest, just new drivers, I guess, finding it out. But anyway, James it is lead. Let's go through this field. Apologies, I haven't seen everybody, but this is where it's all been as Wacky goes for it, and now he does a move on James. This is what he's been eyeing up all this time. So has he left it right to the last minute, and has he timed it to perfection? So Wacky it is in first, James in second. Aspect has got up the inside of his teammate in to third, Robbie in fourth. This is going to go on, isn't it, this? I'll try and go through the field in a minute, but Wacky's getting away now. James looks like he's struggling a bit more, so maybe he's burnt his tyres out from them early laps of really pushing hard, because he's down to third now, so all that leading, and he's now down to third, so maybe his tyres are shot. So second for Aspect, third for James. It's going to be done by Robbie as well, I think, in fourth spot there. So they start, which will be what will be the final lap. So let's go through this grid then. So there's your top four. Declan there in fifth after he's off. The Big Mac in sixth. Niggle in seventh. Kebab Man in eighth. Banksy ninth. In fact, these are all the cars that are not going to get a lap in. So seventh for Niggle, he finished there. Eighth for Kebab Man. Banksy's going to have a battle. Is he going to come in 10th or 9th? It's up the side of him is Max. I think Max has just about got it. No, Banksy's got it all by a bumper. So Banksy in 9th, Max in 10th. Hoppers is going to get 11th. And Nath is going to come in 12th spot. We've got to go back to our leader though. Here he is, Wacky. Let's see what's happening with these big boys. I think they've all calmed it down a little bit, but Wacky is in first, Aspect in second. James is off there, so he's back to fourth now. Robbie's made that move third. He's obviously touched James, hasn't he? Because he's waiting. Oh, and there it is. Although that looked like a glitch, if I'm honest. That looked like a bit of a glitch rather than well, he's obviously waiting, so he's felt he did touch him. Well, he did touch him, but he's going to wait. Let James have that third spot. Robbie did the right thing now. Declan in fifth, and the Big Mac in sixth. Let's go back to our leader then. Let's watch him coming around these final sections. He's not that far, Aspect's not that far off, and he runs off all onto the grass. Did well to keep that on the track, so he's not that far behind, is he? But don't think he's going to get Wacky now as they come through these final couple of corners. Been a great race, very hectic. Not what you'd expect for your first race of the championship, but I suppose they want to show each other who's boss early doors, but it's Wacky who's going to get it. So congratulations to Wacky. winner for race 1. Aspect, congratulations in second spot now. James will come in third, or will he? Oh, and I don't think he will. I think his tyres are going. Or is he going to keep it there? He's trying his hardest. Declan's got up to fourth. Robbie's going backwards as well. Big Mac on the outside, and it's James at the third. My goodness me. Fourth for Declan, fifth for Big Mac. Robbie in sixth in the end. Wow, what a race that was. Plenty more where that's come from. That's race 1 of, well, we've just got 8 weeks of this, or 8 rounds of this, so yeah, this is going to be enjoyable, isn't it? So I hope you did enjoy that. So, as I say, got another 2 20-minute races coming up, so join me again soon for those. And yeah, thanks for watching.